If your character, and this one just because it was a random thought today, so how well would your character fare if they were just, isekai'd into the last video game you played?
Oh, what even was the last game? Well, I guess I played Pikmin yesterday. Ooh.
I mean, considering it's literally using the same rule set, just a different setting and different story.
I mean, they'd be in that story though. Like, how well do you think they'd survive in that specific world?
That story? Depends on how well she would get along with any companions she would run across. If you're literally like putting her like in the shoes of the main character, or Tav, I'd say probably decently well. Probably not gonna get the best ending, but probably get a decent one. God, that's giving me another idea for a second playthrough. Crystal.
Crystal?
I mean, similar to Michael's answer, I think she'd get along pretty well. I don't think there would be any issues in her isekaiing to favorite, because yeah.
That also, again, that kind of like, do they have the mind flayer tadpole situation, or are they just like, they're in favor now?
They're just in there. And that's the situation that happened to you at the time.
Faerun is I mean, maybe not the best fictional universe to get put into, but it's certainly not a bad one.
Yeah.
There's only like 2 world-ending threats a year.
Usually. There's some spikes, some dips.
Well,
do you remember what the last game, or even just the last game you remember playing was, Heidi?
Yeah, I played some Pikmin 4 last night. So we were doing some of the nighttime challenges where the creatures are more aggressive. I don't know if Min would be cut out for that. She, I mean, as far as the fighting goes.
I'm just imagining her like sorting the Pikmin by, aesthetic preference.
By color, yeah. Upgrading them just so that they have the flowers, not because it makes them stronger, but because it gives them the flowers instead of the leaves.
I mean, I'd assume she'd make them a living picture with their flowers and everything around them, just like this commanding rows of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, in that sense, she might do well.
But on actually escaping the planet?
Yeah, probably not too well.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah.
That was a cute question. Creative.
Fun. Oh, also as a side note, not necessarily the most drastic thing, but I went to brunch with my sister this last Sunday, and then we went to Target and kind of looked around, particularly at like Halloween decorations. Mm-hmm. And I found a cauldron candle. And I've had it going like off and on the last couple days, and it's nice.
Is it like cauldron shaped, or like
it's
like
cauldron shaped, and like it's got a candle in the middle, and so I'm burning it, and then like I am planning on using it for other things once it is done.
Heck yeah, that's cool. Keep your dice in it or something.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Dice storage.
Yeah.
One of the things that popped in my mind as well was like just use it as a bowl, like just a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Put stuff in it. Dice, chips, soup. Drinking soup from a cauldron feels. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. If it's food safe.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good point. I should probably check on that. I definitely will be watching it before I would put any food in there. I'm ready when you guys are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, and we can pick up right where we left off. And we're essentially getting ready to go over the plan as he more or less explained.
All right.
Just going over the notes. Okay, what did I actually say? Because I'm going over what I showed, and I'm not sure if I gave any context at all.
There was a tree and there were some rocks, and we had to break the rocks. We were allowed to have any weapons and things to break the rocks.
Smash the rock, maybe blow it up. We'll see.
Uh-huh.
I need a weapon. Some kind. Just something bludgeoning damage, I think, was kind of the thing that got brought up specifically. But I think there was there explosives handed out last time? I forget. Cut the chains, break the rock.
Check in. Don't think. I think the option was ask for if needed. You've got weapons. Yeah, here it is. If you need a weapon, if not, they can just make you one. It's essentially a one-time little piece of. It's essentially a small bomb. But you do need to ask.
Ask.
Ask for them. Ask for a way to blow up the stone if you're not going to smash it with something.
Okay. Are they providing like bludgeoning weapons?
Yes.
Is it just
they are, but they make it clear if you don't think you're gonna, if you don't want to go for something physical, you slap something boom on it. Just, but get clear because it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
I think I picked a hammer.
Yeah.
Like a mallet type sledgehammer thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is there anything we should note about the weapons, or is it just kind of they're giving us, they have an armory, just letting us choose some?
No, everything there seems to be ask, and it will be brought to you.
Okay. Yeah, Warhammer would be useful.
All right, definitely going to get provided. You see, it's still the same person introduced last week as Note that seems to be doing most of the running around and delivering things.
All right. Just 39,999 more of these, and we're going to be cooking with gas.
Okay, does anyone actually ask for an explosive though?
Are we allowed to ask for both, just as a safeguard, or is it just one or the other?
You have to ask. That's the.
I'll ask. Can I possibly get explosives just as a safeguard as well?
Nods. All right.
All right.
Wow, you really caught him while he's trying to think of something else. He hands you 4 small rolled up pieces of paper with the instruction to unfurl only when going to be used. Either gently set them on or slap them on, and they should adhere to most surfaces. And then you have exactly 6 seconds to vacate a 15-meter radius of the area.
Okay. So, slip of paper, explosive slip of paper. Should I write that down as?
Yeah. It's essentially rolled up into a small little, almost like a scroll. but it's small. It's the size of a cigarette rolled up, and you can clearly see where you have to like tear it open where it's been slightly sealed. If you can think maybe wax or something, where you can clearly like tear it open to unfurl it. And that seems to be the triggering action to cause it to go.
Okay, so it's the unfurling is what.
So it causes it to go off.
Okay. All right. I'm noting all this down, and I'll also note down that I will get a warhammer.
Yep. Anyone else? Any weapons? Anything else?
Just
This is the
the
time to
sledgehammer.
ask.
Just
All
go
right.
with that.
Anything else?
Is that
Yeah,
your
I'll probably just get a hammer too, just in case.
All right. Happy
Hammer
to add
shot.
those to the inventory.
You guys are all going the weapon route?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. A few of the others are actually asking for both, and a couple other things, but
Yeah.
I think Kaylin will ask just to make sure magic does work on these stones.
yes, magic should in fact work. Okay, now I'm seeing it. Order of operation. Chains. Got to cut them first. Doesn't really matter the order. The order that's important is the way you destroy the stones. Going clockwise. Doesn't matter which one you start with, but it has to go clockwise.
Okay. You said again it's 15 meters or 15 feet.
15 feet. Meters would be very different.
Could I maybe roll something to see if I recognize like the design for these like explosive scrolls?
Sure. For this one, you can roll your choice of a religion or history.
I will go with. Yeah, no. Now that I think about it, I don't have bonuses in either of those. I mean, I got +1 both. So where's my?
That's not so
Okay,
bad.
I'll go with history. 6.
You almost thought he handed you a pack of cigarettes because you've seen bundles like this rolled up before, pre-made ones, until he tells you that if you do in fact unfurl this and open it up, it is going to go boom. This is not a design you're familiar with.
All right. Leah was about to consider putting it's like, oh, you're giving me some smoke, so okay. And it's like, oh, you see her put one of them in her hand like a cigarette, but and kind of start putting it up. It's like, oh, okay, no, and she kind of puts it back and places it in the pouch.
I mean, that's definitely something that can happen if you and me want to make it look like an accident.
Give somebody a cigarette, let them blow their head off.
He does let you know. Yeah, no, set this on fire. It will likely cause it to detonate.
Okay, fire also makes it. That is good to know.
And he goes it's less that the fire will cause it; it's that eventually it will melt the seal, holding it in place. So whether it's gonna, depending how much of the scroll is burned, the way it works, you might get a big explosion, might get a small one.
Okay.
Is Mr. Red still there, or is he the one handing this out?
Oh no, he's the one explaining it, and as people ask or be they ask for things or more information, he's more or less providing it as it's going there.
Caitlin will kind of perk up a little and bounce a little in her seat, kind of waiting for everyone to get their weapons before she turns towards Mr. Red and asks, so about this tree, is there a reason why, well, do you know why it was sealed?
I need to look that up. I'm honestly not sure why. It was done long before my own time, to be honest with you, and I don't think... I could definitely look into that for you. As for the purposes of our mission, not something currently relevant, but I can look into it.
Yeah, that... I just don't know if... We don't know why it was sealed, if it would be a good reason to release it again. Why are we...
It's not... sorry if I didn't explain this, or misrepresented. The layered curse, what we're trying to remove, is what's currently making this area difficult to operate. Like I said, a few of the wandering spirits that are, for the most part, a little bit more docile, benign, or just less aggressive, have become exactly the opposite. And this is because of the current overlapping. So not sure who, but our first priority will be to remove those. There is another group unlikely assigned to investigate.
Her eyebrows crinkle in both concern and confusion.
We're here to fix the problem. There are another group of people who are going to find out why it happened.
Can I roll an insight check to see how sure of himself he is in this? See, is he making this
please,
up?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's see, insight. All right. 15.
It was close, and you saw him. He's very, very good at spinning this. He was threading around the truth very well, but you could tell when he said that he didn't know why this tree was sealed so long ago. You could definitely tell that was not true. He does know. But he just seems to be acting. He seems to be. It doesn't seem to be too secretive, but he just seems to be skirting around the why and more of the we need to just fix what's there, right? Is what I want you all to focus on.
Yeah, don't ask questions. I'm not paying you to ask questions. Leah.
Knowing that's not going to help us. It really isn't. If it would, I probably would tell you. But it's not. It's not what we're... If you were on the other team, you'd probably get that,
Leah furrows her brow a bit, but I don't think she says anything at this point in time.
Do you know why the Guardian was... Oh, well, I guess, is this... Do you... Why is the tree there? Do you know that?
If I am to understand our job correctly, and if we do it correctly, you all may very well meet the god. Which is again why I reiterate, under no circumstance are we to harm the tree.
Do you know what his purpose was?
I believe it was to guard what was in, or more or less what the tree has grown around. If I'm remembering a bit of my own history with your people and the more intricacies of this particular ritual, he is there as well, the guardian. The more finite details, like I said, I'd more than likely have to send a note to figure out, but that'll be something we can do later. If you'd like a story to tell once all things are finished.
She still looks just as perplexed and concerned, and she's now kind of playing with the ruby bracelets that, one that were her own, the one that was just given to her. Do you know what tribe or who summoned this guardian?
I'd have to, again, I'd need to look into it just to know the area we're in and who would have jurisdiction. But even then, it may not have been them specifically. It could have been someone else, depending on if there were any chosen forehand volunteers. This was done a very, very long time. They want this fixed.
She'll bite her lip, but with this last sentence, she'll nod her head. Yeah, it would probably be for the best to fix it.
Alright. Now, everyone's clear on the order of operation, and we believe we are suitably, as we've been fed and watered and well equipped. Anything else last, call, as they say, before we are ready to traverse?
This may,
Sparkle, sparkle.
this may be partially out of game because I think we may have asked about this already, or maybe we had left it for next time, which would be this time. I just want to check in if he had shared anything, or if not, or if he hadn't shared anything yet, but he does have something to share. What dangers are we expected to face, with this sort of, undoing this sort of curse? If any.
I think he did that weird tiptoe. Everything should go fine, but on the off chance it doesn't, the spirits around the area that are normally rather docile, have become extremely agitated. And depending on if we run into any of them, larger groups and the more agitated ones, we may have to defend ourselves.
Okay.
But if all does go well and we can navigate it properly, we may find no obstacle whatsoever and simply complete our tasks. He's sugarcoating the fact that if we run into any of those, there's a good chance we're likely to
have to fight them. Leah would just check in. Is there anything we should know to expect from these spirits if such an occasion does come up?
They are, as I understand it, and has not yet been reported otherwise, they stick to a certain routine, a memory. So long as we try not to cross it while they're there, we should be able to continue unhindered, but like I said, our spirits, and oftentimes they are not visible until they are rather close. But we can normally tell when things are about to go wrong because they interact with people now.
Alright. That'll be good to keep in mind, I suppose.
Is there anything that these spirits maybe would be pacified by? What they might want?
That is what our purpose is. The removal of the overlaying curse. Whoever put this on. As I explained before, under normal circumstances, normally benign and normally unbothered by the passing by of normal affairs, mortals and such. They normally pass through you or around or simply disappear out of sight once they get close enough. And they simply go about their business. It's this second curse that's caused things to become difficult in this area now. That's what we're here to stop.
Okay.
Suppose we'll see well enough what that exactly will entail.
Then let's get to it. Cut the chain, destroy the rock.
Cut chain, smash rock.
Cut chain, smash rock, everybody.
As a
Going
talk.
clockwise. Going clockwise, no one hurt the tree. And we might see something very positive outcomes.
We'll see how it goes.
So who's going first?
I think we need to get there first.
We do, and
Aren't
this
we
is
in front of the
his
tree?
last. No, we're still at the little home base thing. He's asking everybody, anything else you need before we literally leave back to the old abandoned house / campsite, because we've got like half a day's walk before we get there.
Oh, okay.
I assume we already have food for the road. Or is this the type of food that you can't
We have
take
our-
with you when we leave?
He has mentioned this is likely the case.
That anything we take won't go with us?
Likely will not last long.
Okay. Does that include the weapons?
Just the food that we took from this that specific part of the.
Okay.
They hasn't actually called this anything but the tower.
Before we go, I do want to just try out, because I did get those healing potion drinks that I'm pretty sure are just meant to taste like healing potions and not actually heal us. But I'll just try one of those, see what reaction she has.
Just a taste, full swig.
She'll start with like, a reasonable taste, like a I don't want to say a gulp, but like a mouthful. Let it taste it a little bit, and then kind of swallow and see what reaction she has.
Roll me a quick wisdom check.
Wisdom, all right. 16.
All right, and double checking, you're not hurt in any way, right? I think you all took the long rest and nothing else
Yeah,
should
we had
happen.
a long rest, so I guess it's more the feeling, not necessarily gonna heal any hit points. There's no hit points to heal.
No, you believe everything's all right. The taste is there for a few of the healing potions you've tried, although there's something about it. It's just a little bit off, but everything seems all right.
Okay,
They're
like
putting,
taste.
in layman's terms, like this is the Walmart brand of something you've already tried before.
Okay, yeah. It's not the name brand.
Taste,
the generic
it's all
stuff.
there, but like this is, it's only slightly off, but it's all there.
Okay. Would that use up one of the healing potion, or like one of those potions?
You will mark. You said you only took a gulp of that one, right?
Yeah.
Then no. I just did that to get some taste in.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe they'll disappear. Maybe they'll stick around. Maybe they'll do anything. Maybe they won't. I don't know. She'll kind of hold on to the rest of them until the need arises. But I'm ready to go. If you guys want to
same
take
here.
my-
Ready to roll. I think I'm gonna try a spiritual weapon for cutting the chain, and then try to smash the rock with the sledgehammer. Flawless plan. No way this could fail.
Nice, nice, nice.
He's on down the road.
All right, then he
I mean,
says,
there's-
all right, everyone. Oh, good.
I mean, yeah, there's like, I think we went over this last time, but there's like 6 party members and there's 6 chains and 6 rocks. Not including
There
Mr. Purple.
Should be enough for one for everyone, minus Mr. Purple and Mr.
Okay. Are they gonna continue on with us, or are they, or do they have other plans? They may.
They seem to be going with you.
All right.
Let's go.
All right.
Alrighty. If someone would like to, and I mean, you do all, and it's weird because when you're all ready to exit after you've said everything is prepared, instead of going out the door, Mr. Webb just gives a resounding, loud slap, and then there's just a flash of light, and then you're all back outside where you stepped in.
Interesting. Do we have like any nausea or anything from this, or is it just like, the world shifts around us?
No, that's a bit odd when you think about it, because it wasn't your feet moved or you stumbled or no, you just blinked and you were back outside.
We never even left. Actually, that is a question. Does it seem like time has passed?
Roll me your choice: investigation, nature, or survival.
I will go with survival.
Anyone who wishes to do this can also do this.
Ooh, 25.
Why not?
Still
Okay. 16 plus. Where is it? 4. Oh, dirty 20.
I don't think Kayla cares what time it is. Is the sun out? Good enough.
Sun's out, guns out.
The sun is out.
She's good. Let's go.
I mean, it was early morning, so I think the sun was just barely starting to peek out, so I don't know.
And by your best estimate, you were in there for at least almost 3 hours. As it took a while for everyone to finish up their food and gathering all the materials, and some of the others did in fact go and request information, and they were they could either wait for it, which some of them did, others were simply told where they could look for it themselves so they wouldn't have to.
I feel like Leah might have something that she'd, want to know about, but I don't know. Like up in,
I honestly thought at least one or two of you guys was going to go into the library and just do your own thing or ask around, but no one did.
Yeah.
Oh, Ming, you did get the stuff you asked for.
Cool. Thank you.
You got some very it's very obviously notes taken directly out of books for various few natural remedies and a few early. It'd essentially be the old school remedies of what would eventually become beauty products. You can essentially make most of what you would use out of the natural forestry around you.
Perfect.
So you're stealing your recipes for your clientele. No, you're fine. You're good.
Yep, I'm gonna steal them, I'm gonna test them, and then I'm gonna improve them. And package them in gorgeous packaging that tempts even women who don't use makeup or cosmetics to buy them just because the packaging is pretty, because I don't fall for that trick, no.
Look, do I have a bunch of boxed things that are, say, never been opened before? Do I regret them? Never.
Listen, I've been watching through Schitt's Creek, and this sounds an awful lot like Rose Apothecary. I don't know if any of you watch that show. You should. I recommend.
No, I've heard the title, but I've never watched it.
Yeah. So, anything that we need to do? Anything we're doing before
you noticed only a fourth of the time that you recall has passed in the outside, just judging by shadows. Remember the sun and how early it was should be. So there's
like a little less than an hour.
There's some discrepancy in there, most definitely.
Interesting. All right.
Cool.
We'll
All right.
gather up any
Everybody ready?
stuff because I think
Yep.
I don't even know if we had gotten all of our stuff together when we
No, he
in
just showed up and offered you guys an invite to breakfast and stuff. Everybody else's stuff is still out there. It needs to be packed up.
So yeah, get packed up and yeah. Got my cane. Yeah. Walking stick.
Lovely. Got my notes and sledgehammer.
Yeah, that is gonna be a little awkward going and hiking half a day with a sledgehammer.
Yep. She's gonna be looking a little uncomfortable, a little more damselly as the day goes on, waiting for some brawny gentleman to take it for her.
Do one of the others go on and pick up the?
It depends. Where do you put yourself? Like now that we've finished up all the packing up and we've gone in marching order, where are you in that? And who can see the struggle you're going through and who cannot?
I mean, I'll be somewhere in the middle, but I'll just be looking a little bit more dainty, a little bit more. Oh, this is so heavy. If only some brawny gentleman would come and carry this thing for me.
Kaylin once again offers to help.
Wasn't one of the other party members already carrying like all of your supplies for your shop?
He made them lighter or shrunk them or something.
Oh, was that it?
He shrunk them. Yeah, that would have been Mr. Brown. Yeah, Mr. Brown gave a little spell that essentially shrunk everything for the carrying of you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Kaylin will offer to help Min.
Oh, dear sweet Kaylin.
I mean, I could carry some if you're having a bit of trouble.
That is so incredibly sweet of you, but I couldn't ask such a delicate, lovely thing such as yourself. Surely there's a gentleman that can help. This is what you must do, Kaylin. Why carry all of your shopping bags and all of your things yourself when you can flirt with a gentleman and get him to carry these things for you? Keeping your hands free to fix your hair as you go.
Leah starts to roll her eyes, then just kind of like scoffs, and she's not like a part of the conversation, but you like hear her like chuckle to herself.
Kaylin looks like over herself confused at multiple parts of that little speech. She's like, I've never been called dainty. And she's like, wait, flirting with someone for what? And then she's going to look at her hair like, is my hair bad? And then she's going to start to like nervously start fixing her hair.
No.
They're just gonna mean girls, Kaylin.
No, darling, your hair is just fine right now. What I mean is that should you find throughout the day that your little baby hairs, and she'll just like twirl one of Kaylin's little lock of Kaylin's hair, should you find that these are a little unruly throughout the day, keeping your hands free is most convenient.
How many boxes does she have again? Like the two like of the supplies? Because she still has those.
Yeah, like 2 large lacquered boxes.
Which I guess have gotten
with a handle. Yeah.
Is Mr. Brown shrinking them again?
I suppose I'd have to ask him to shrink them again. What spell is he using? I'll have to add it to my book if I can.
You can ask him to do it again.
What was it, just me or you roboting?
Yeah,
he's roboting.
Okay.
Spell.
Quite hard, actually.
So I can ask him again?
You can see how that conversation goes.
Oh?
Yes, if you...
I think he's back. Maybe.
Oh.
Is this any better?
There you go, for now.
then yes, you can ask him again. If you'd like to ask him what the spell is, that's another conversation you can have.
Okay. Then I will look around for Mr. Brown. Where's he in the lineup?
I assume we're still getting prepped. Maybe starting again.
Well, that's what I was going to ask everybody. What's the marching order going forward? Just so I know where everyone's at.
Leah was
somewhere in the middle.
Leah was actually gonna try. I guess I'll just say it because I think she's trying to be moderately subtle about this, but she's gonna try and like section off. Kaylin probably by offering to kind of try and help with some of these crates with Min, and that way her and Kaylin, and then probably consequently Min, the three of them would be kind of sectioned off so that she could discuss something with them as they're walking, at least a little bit.
Okay, Kaylin and Min, where are you two? You going up in the front, the middle, the back?
Middle.
Leah's trying to get them to fall back so that they could have a private discussion, but that may be easier said than done, which is fair.
Yeah, communication.
And lack thereof.
Yeah, unless you tell Kaylin something. Since Min said to not help, she's not going to help because now she feels that would make her upset. So she is going to
so you are
run away. Well, not run away, but move to the front of the line.
Is she moving to the front?
Okay, so you want to lead the pack then?
Not lead. I'm assuming Mr. Red's in the front, leading us to where we need to go.
Or is
He
he...
is indeed.
Yeah, then I would probably be close behind him.
Trailing behind you at least 30
Uh,
feet is Mr. Purple.
Like, is Mr. Purple at the back, or is he also at the front?
He's at the back, but at this point he could be considered like a separate group because he's like 30 feet, and you lose sight of him on occasion because of like the traveling through the trees and stuff.
So he's almost like stalking behind at this point.
Yeah.
And then you're like...
You want to hope it's because he's got your 6, but you know.
Fingers crossed.
And you're trying to like run up like right behind Mr. Red,
Mr.
right?
Red, yep.
You are. I imagine you tried your very best to like hold them together and bring them back, and they just immediately started doing their thing of,
This
I need someone to carry this for me. And then like you just, hey, Mr. Red, wait up.
Yeah, no, this is a bit of a conundrum. So Leah, I'd say she's probably also in the middle, trying to figure out how to get a bit of a discussion going without being super suspicious. Especially considering the person that she's talking to is right next to the person
trying.
she definitely doesn't want.
She really is. Okay, so up
yeah,
front, as I understand this, Mr. Red, Mr. Green and Blue, along with Keely, at the very back behind both of you, Ming and they'd be at the very back, unless someone else is trying to go to the very back as well, would be both Mr. Brown and Mr. Bull.
Okay,
I think that's right.
I think so.
Also, this doesn't have to be in like an exact straight line. It can just be like in almost 2 by 3s,
Little clusters.
more or less. Is little clusters of people having conversation.
Yeah, throughout the time.
Indeed.
So yeah, I think Leah would probably try and, I guess for the time being, she's gonna stand next to or close to Min with her stuff.
Oh.
In the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Like front middle.
Nice.
I think Caitlin will run up to the front, and immediately you just hear her ask Mr. Blue, who is in the front right with them. She'll just ask them, you guys will, if we're walking, let me know if my hair gets too messy, right?
This is literally what I ask my sister when we're out in public.
Yeah, no, definitely. Mr. Green and Mr. Red both reply, of course, but then he just gives you like a full-on once-over. Is this how you want it to look now? And he pulls out a small mirror. It's like, is this okay? Is this like the benchmark of okay?
She'll look at her hair, which in and of itself is a bit unruly because she has it thrown back in a very messy ponytail. No, yeah, this is how it's supposed to look.
Remind me what your perception is again.
16.
Okay, then you do in fact hear Mr. Green like whispering something conspiratorially in his ear. Just, kid, this one's a free lesson for you, no matter what they look like, unless it's a true train wreck, you always tell them they look good.
No.
Aww.
Oh man.
They need advice from a devil. That's so cute.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, that's his thing. He was, for some reason, this poor paladin is taking most of his, advice in the real world from a devil on his shoulder.
Literally whispering in his ear. That feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys ever do get his story, it's a hilarious bit of divorcee parents, each of them trying their best to get them on his side. And this is just the result.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a devil on his shoulder from his
All
parents.
right. Gotta get a story now.
From one of them, and the other one, well, depending on how far you get there, you might realize what he is, who he is, why he's this, unfortunately.
Did he have 2 Christmases growing up?
He did.
Aw. Double the presents though, so it's okay.
Poor guy.
It was the best thing because the simplest inkling of what he might wanted was instantly become an outdo match, and it was funny because he always got triple what would be expected, because every time one got something the other got the other one, the one who got it first immediately tried to one up him. And he always just went for the first thing because he was never really aware it was a competition.
Aw.
Poor guy.
He got a really nice wooden doll, like whittled, like shaven. And then he received 2 other very nicer ones that he just leaves on a shelf because he likes the first one. But yeah, now that's what you hear, and that, at least until you tell him otherwise, and from what he's heard from his devil, he will let you know if your hair is missing.
I think she's a little
Really?
confused by the instructions, but Min already confused her this morning, so she's just gonna go with it. And she'll hand back the mirror with a thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you hear him once again just essentially be nudged before I just tell you, and you do look, and it looks like he's trying to remember a line. You do look pretty today. Right?
Ooh.
You did fine. Good. Alright, move on.
Caitlin beams. Thank you. You look very nice today too.
Oh, thanks.
And then she'll look towards Mr. Red. You also look very nice today.
And you can see him like every once in a while, his tail will do like the occasional whip whenever something seems to come across his dress, be it dust, leaves, debris, and everything, and it just seems to just waft away from him almost magnetically.
Oh.
Unbothered by trivial.
By the element.
Thank you. I paid handsome penny to ensure I stayed this way.
Oh. You should tell that to Min. I think she would like to know about that.
I'm sure we can have that discussion later. And then he does, you can see his tail come up and just almost look like it was going to whip at you, and then it stops just short. And you do see that a good bit of the normal debris or any other like random little particle on you is essentially melted off. He essentially casts prestidigitation on you. Not.
But she liked Layer of Grime.
Who knows? You just know they did. And it's odd because, more specifically, you can notice, and this becomes extremely visible, your nails, your hair, and you actually start to notice a bit of your... I was just describing thing, because this is one of my friend's little homebrews of a morning routine prestidigitation. It's like it's essentially like the full body morning treatment of everything in one
Mani-pedi.
Essentially,
my skin is glowing.
Yeah, for no reason in this, we're in the forest, in the dirt, tall grass, wood, but you look like you just stepped out of like, one of those old beauty salons. But it did not affect your clothes, was the thing. It only affected you.
Mages, they have it nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, magic gets weird when you get money into it.
I mean, you could, again, I know I brought it up, but you could also use prestidigitation to shit somebody else's pants.
That's true, though it also just depends on what they mean by soil. You can literally just nothing but dirt.
I mean, in that case, just fill it up with mud.
That too. But yeah.
Now you really have to tell me if my hair gets messy.
I will.
And she will smile and then just keep walking next to him.
Alright. And he does the same, the same looking around, occasionally asking about the random bit of plants and a few things that he had essentially claimed to know nothing about. You can actually recognize a few of them. A few plants good for, gathering, safe to eat, parts of, the basic basic things are tough when you're in this environment, survival. Alright, we're going to move one group back, which I think is only you two, Min and...
Did we resolve, who Min had gotten to carry her stuff?
I think we were getting there.
Yeah, I think this is where we get there.
Okay.
Depending on what you two do, and if you, Leah, do in fact offer to do it, or if you're going to wait see if Ming's plan does in fact come up.
I'll wait for now. I had something else in mind, but Leah, I think Min, you may even notice Leah is like her eyes are like darting around, like trying to figure out, like looking between a whole bunch of different people. I'm not super like she's not being like super obvious about it, but I think since you're like right next to her, you may be able to tell that she's darting around.
So she's looking around nervously?
Not necessarily nervously, more like she's looking between different people, maybe listening in a bit, like trying. You can maybe roll an insight to see like what's try and get a bit more of like what's in her mind.
That's just what I was gonna ask. Insight check. Haha. 4 plus 7, 11.
Who knows? She may be paranoid. She may be a sleuth. She may be a gossip. Who knows?
Mm.
She might just have allergies
too.
and she's
Let's
trying
gossip
to.
together.
Sorry, you were
no.
saying? What were you saying, Silent?
No, I was just saying, like, maybe she has allergies and she's just trying to make sure nothing gets her.
That's true. No. Maybe she's scared of a random bear attack. Well, I guess maybe it's not bear over here. Maybe shark bear? Bear shark?
Possibility. There's also the boar bear, which is just a giant bear with the tusks of a boar.
Ooh, fun. Ooh, boar bear. Bear boar. But no, yeah. Who knows what's going on in that chrome dome? Not chrome dome. That doesn't make sense unless, yeah. If you want to resolve what's going on with the your stuff, then
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. So, as we're walking, Min is just gonna. She's struggling a little bit with these things. More so, just not really struggling, but pouting that she's putting up with them. So, with a coquettish little pout, she's gonna waddle on over to Mr. Brown. She's not gonna say anything at first. She's just gonna wait and see if he notices her plight.
All right, let's see how well he is. I put in the picture of the bear boar. So.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Cute. Fair. I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actual size of brown, full-grown bears in the U.S. If anyone knows how big those are, so good luck.
Yeah. Pretty big.
Wow. And despite his seemingly in-depth conversation with Mr. Black, he does in fact notice your plight and does in fact shamble on over after asking for a quick reprieve from his companion and asks if there's any way he can assist.
Oh, you're too kind, Mr. Brown. Well, would you mind giving a lady a hand?
Of course. In what way would you like it? I can help you carry them. I can make them easier for you to carry. I can simply make them my problem until we get there.
Well, if you wouldn't mind lending me those big, strong hands of yours, well, I wouldn't be opposed. And in the meantime, if you could tell me what that interesting spell is that you used to shrink them, make them a little less cumbersome before.
This, and he just pulls out a small, looks like almost like a Rolodex.
Mm-hmm.
Just random little cards in his hand. I believe the one you were looking for was there it is. It was a special order reduction, specifically to help those of travel. Means Personalized in this case for delicate.
Ah. Well, is it a secret or?
It is a bit, depending on the person casting it. For the most part, one needs to make their own version or pay certain permissions to, well, either use it, which is simpler, or have it for themselves. So this is usually done at the beginning.
Paying
For
to
the most
use
part,
a spell.
paying to be taught a specialist. Like I said, it's easier when you make your own versions. But when you do, it's always better to, if you think you have something good, register it as yours. Or at least that version of it. There are dozens of versions of certain things, but some people out there they get theirs just right, and some people are willing to pay to learn that version.
Well, yours seems rather effective. Surely there is some way I can repay you.
Oh,
If you would
thank you.
teach me.
I did pay for this. This, as I said, this was actually one of my own old colleague. Made this one when he realized how cumbersome certain, how can I say this politely, overstuffed nobles can't decide on what to take and decide to take everything. And we made that easy for them. And they were ever so.
Does Min understand the irony?
Min just kind of does a little Kimmy lip smack, and she'll hold on to a polite smile. I see what you mean, but I will tell you I'm not just some noblewoman. I am a businesswoman intending to be self-made, so can you help me, please?
Oh, of course, I can shrink them for you.
I would
And he
appreciate it.
cast the spell.
If I may butt in, I don't.
You can butt in.
Yeah, more than free to.
I think that from my understanding of mages, and spells in general, they tend to be safeguarded quite well and don't tend to be shared very easily in general. But
Well, then how is one to learn?
from what I understand, it is quite the
Not
arduous
very
process. Oh, yeah.
She's not wrong, though. Arduous and a bit repetitive when people are arguing, but if you know the channels and you're willing to spend the resources, it can be easier.
Like many things, knowing the right people at the right times.
Well then. Thank you very much, Mr. Brown, for making this a little easier to carry. I do hope that you may. And she's just gonna kind of, I guess, poke his chest or like play with his scarf a little bit. I do hope that you might allow me to learn that spell from you at some point.
I will certainly see if scheduling permits.
Well, I'm sure you can find some place for me. especially if we're going to be working together.
We'll see.
My
Leah just
schedule's
like
open.
I'm waiting for give me a persuasion, or I'm not.
Yeah.
That's what I can. Essentially, what I'm waiting for here.
Leah just
If
kind of
someone wants to help and give advantage, or just not do anything and stare judgingly.
uh,
I'll roll persuasion. Heck
no,
yeah.
Leah will just kind of look over at Mr. Brown, just like, I mean, I tried taking your side on these things tend to be guarded. Oh man,
I'm surprised no one gave the example of. Okay, say someone says they really like the stuff you're selling, and they ask you, "How can I make my own? Could you give me the recipe?"
Mm-hmm.
Is essentially what you're asking.
Yeah. Well, and if that's what I'm asking, then that's what I'm asking. And I'm trying to convince him of that.
He is, and he's telling you, yeah, you just gotta pay, and people will actually share it with you pretty quickly, but most people don't want to pay, and that's how the haggle goes back and forth.
Okay, then I'm trying to persuade him. I just rolled. That's a... What is that say? 12 plus 5... 17?
Alright. Well, if you're still interested once all this is said and done, I'm sure we could have a sit down and I can go over how things tend to go, how things can be expedited or whatnot.
And Minna's definitely laying it on thick, and she will just give the sweetest smile. That sounds wonderful. My schedule is open whenever you are.
And I will certainly look forward. And he just, says that and just slowly starts to join, fall back to join Mr. Black, who's just looking
Rose
at him
before
like
hosed.
that. Yeah, rowish. Well, no, the owl's just looking at you guys since he wasn't included in the conversation with that owl head tilt.
Ah. I like
Leah
the owl.
just-
He seems cool.
owls are always cool.
I think Mercy would have liked him.
Leah just kind of gives Min a nod. It's like, well, it was a good try at least. Maybe something will come of it later. But in the meantime, you've got the assistance that you're looking for.
Well, precisely. I've won that. Things are a little bit different here. People aren't as vain or as pig-headed.
Really?
In some ways.
Where you're from, it's worse, in fact. Is that the case?
Absolutely.
Well,
I'm sorry, I love that backhanded compliment so much. I'm sorry.
well, there's, yes, still new here. There's still much to see.
I'm sure.
Yes. Well, this lot seems to be fairly alright in terms of all that. I'm not entirely certain on all of them, but at least they have proper manners. I would, kind of talking decently quietly at this point. I would be aware, though, I'm not certain entirely at this point in time whether our deal here is the right one to be made. I know not how you abide in moral situations, but I would just keep an ear out for what the case may be with this job.
Thank you for your advice.
There's still many more mysteries here on this continent that don't always seem to be clear to newcomers. That includes myself. Much yet to be discovered of its inner workings. I don't know the part that we play in this job.
I'm sure we are about to find out.
Soon enough.
What do you think about this whole tree spirit smashing stones and cutting chains sort of thing? It seems a bit odd, doesn't it?
Indeed. We obviously are not getting the full picture. That much is painfully obvious, but what exactly the situation is with its purpose, with what he has presented, it seems perfectly fine. And then kind of looking from Mr. Red back over to Kaylin, but I've got a feeling that there may be more to the situation than we currently are aware of. I'm hoping to clear that up at least a little bit before we arrive. But that remains to be seen. I don't suppose you'd be open to lending a hand in that.
I may.
Alright. I'm working out some plans on how I might be able to check in with our resident islander on what the norm with these sorts of bonds and curses are, but need to get her in some position where we can talk. I'm thinking maybe if there's a chance. This is actually out of game. Have we been? Does it seem like we're gonna have some pause to rest for I don't know, a little bit before we kind of continue on before we arrive there, or does it sound like it's just a straight shot there?
Do we know how long the journey is to get to where we're going?
I think he said half a day. And that may kind of depend on the case. Siler! Siler! I think he may have some changes. Come on, let's hear it. Siler! Oh, he did that. Is everybody else still good? Everybody else here?
Yeah.
Present and accounted for?
And accounted for. Ah, he's back.
Guess who's back? Back
So-
again.
Did you guys hear anything of what I said?
Nope.
Oh god, no.
Let's not go
Okay,
down
cool.
that rabbit hole again.
'Cause I did get your question. No, the only scheduled stop you had was the break right before you got there. You've more or less been given a countdown, and you're roughly estimated to arrive there within the next hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay. And we're not gonna take a 10-minute break to Just sit down?
I mean,
or
you
anything?
can ask for one possibly, but
Okay.
for the most part, it doesn't seem to be like they're planning it.
Then I am going to formulate a plan with Min. And actually, now may be a good time to check in. I know we got a late start, but I got an early morning tomorrow. I don't know how you guys are doing. You guys want to continue a bit more? Or yeah.
I understand. I mean, we can go for just a little bit more, or if you got an early morning, I understand.
I'm fine either way.
Yeah, I'm ready either way, whatever you guys want.
I mean, maybe like formulate a plan and maybe execute, and then maybe we can pick up next time with arriving.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
All right.
And
plan ahead.
Yeah. Leah is going to suggest. I'm not entirely certain what the best course of action would be, but given what we have, it would be good to have like just 5 or 10 minutes, maybe enough to talk with her, see what may be the case. I don't know if that's going to entirely clear it up, but it may at least help give us some context. What would you say to a controlled spillage of the contents of one of those crates? If you could spend that time potentially collecting the materials and getting them packed back away, and I can see about slipping away to discuss that with her. If not, I understand if you don't want to damage your products, but if you have perhaps something else that may suit a similar circumstance.
So we're spilling goods to distract everybody. So Leah
one
can
of
go
us
talk to.
Yeah, no. This is still like Leah's talking. We're trying to form. I assume we're trying to formulate a plan.
I'm just going over what we're doing and why.
The idea, and your input is also valid here, but the idea is spill like one or both of the crates. I don't know if Mr. Brown is carrying both of them, one of them, or if you're carrying them and he just shrunk them.
I'm carrying them and he just shrunk them.
Okay, yeah, so you're still carrying them. So yeah, spilling, do like, even if it's a controlled spill, and like get everybody to pause, pick everything back up and reorganize it. And if that's like a 5-minute break, Leah tries to pull her away just long enough to discuss, kind of get some context for what may be going on the island, and with this ritual in particular.
Okay. I don't think anything will be too rattled if I were to do such a thing.
I mean, they seem like pretty thick glass bottles, and from what I understand, shrinking something does, in some cases, make it a bit more durable.
Well, then I don't think I'm opposed.
All right, then.
I accept your plan.
All right, then. Leah will suggest waiting until like a good break in, like a good section of the road that may have like she'll like keep an eye out someplace that she can like pull Kaylin off to the side fairly easily. Just kind of like walk over behind into the trees a little bit and discuss, then come back.
Sounds good.
Leah will also think of an excuse. Okay. I got
just out of game, I just want to like propose something. What stops you from just asking her to go over with you guys and talk?
Mr. Red, I was planning on doing just that very thing, but then she like literally attached herself to Mr. Red at the hip. Which is fair.
He looks like he has some of the best stories. And as they're walking, she will definitely be asking for anything he is able to tell her, job-wise, life-wise.
That's fair.
Oh, he's got plenty, and
Yes.
Does he share anything about his personal life?
sadly, only two of you are there. That's what you notice in these little groups. You can tell they're talking, but can't really pick up much details. But for this, I'm actually able to tell that he's spent 5 years on this island, and nothing has ever gone wrong on one of his jobs. And he's been constantly becoming more frustrated because, to his family particularly, that's a sign of something very bad on the horizon. Like, nothing needs to go too bad, but the occasional bit of bad luck is kind of like a sign
Considered a
of
good
balance. Yeah, it's considered a good thing. When things go too well, too often, for too long, something big is about to. And it's just been getting on his nerves.
It's been building and building.
And slowly. Yeah, no, it's just been building and building, and he's just been... And you've caught him at like the right time to ask him about this stuff. And that's... You can actually hear Mr. Green also agreeing with him, is like, yeah, no, one of those old bastards, something about scales and balance bullshit. Just... Nobody can be too unlucky or too lucky.
Turns out we are the things that are going wrong. The three of us.
Who knows?
Probably.
Who knows?
Who knows? Probably also just the job.
He does share with you two of his more recent jobs, though, that he thought were interesting.
Oh.
Over to the side of Hickman, which is for the Bridge Alliance, there have been numerous reports of citizens going missing for the last few months. Over on the side of St. Matthias, all the way on the other side, there have been conflicting reports of either the Order Luminous, their like specific Templar order on this island, have been quote-unquote attacking and capturing natives, while on the other side of the story, natives have been attacking and burning down settlements. And each side is saying that they are doing so in retaliation of the other, but no one seems to be admitting it. It seems to be going back and forth and just doesn't seem to be going away at all.
And those are two jobs that he worked?
Those are two jobs that he's worked, that he was essentially worked to us to look into, and only one of them was resolved. It does, in fact, turn out that they were both, in fact, right over at St. Matthias. There was a rogue knight captain who has been dealt with. However, the aftermath is still currently going on and has not yet been properly settled. And there are a few rumors that the one specific captain may have just been the fall guy, someone a bit higher up in the order who originally orchestrated.
She'll nod her head. Well, at least that's been taken care of, and hopefully they can both start to heal.
That's the rumor, and that is the hope.
And the missing people that never got found?
No, they went missing, but we found a good majority of them a few weeks after, dead, unfortunately, from the plague. And that in itself is odd, because they were just found like that in piles, a mass graveyard. I am saddened to say I did not get there in time to see what could have happened, but I did find them all, as was the job I was given. Someone else has taken up the role of investigating the cause.
Well, maybe that was the bit of bad luck that you needed to balance out that job.
I'd be more inclined to believe that if I was told I'd failed, but I was not.
Interesting. So
Well, I'm hoping your good luck lasts throughout this job. I would.
I'd be fine with a few hiccups. If that makes sense. It's just if we can get there, we can do this, and it all goes to plan. I do worry for my next few jobs. Things are beginning to escalate, and that's when things can get more disagreeable.
Would it be dramatically ironic if this is where like we enacted the plan and like the crates fell?
That is completely up to you guys.
A few hiccups. Crash! Bang! Oh, hey!
Hey, look, hiccups!
I think Kaylin will offer to make hiccups. If you really want to, I can probably do something that would create a hiccup. I don't know how big or small of it would be, but if it would make you feel better.
No, they need to be less. Not something so much I would plan or intend for or plan for. I'll be truthful.
Organic.
This should have been a 2-day journey. We're making it in a day and a half. We haven't run into anything too dangerous. We've met some nicer people than I would have thought, and had some interesting conversations with a few of them when no one was looking. So this has actually gone far better than most of my other ones.
And then
doing too well. Yeah, no.
I mean, unless we like walk out and there's just a giant gorge that's making us like take a large, detour, that might make him happy.
Yeah. Leah would ask Kate. No, it's Min, not Kate. Leah would ask Min to, yeah, definitely make it a controlled fall so nothing like breaks, but go on and play it up, take your time, and go on and be as dramatic as you wish.
Mm-hmm.
Make it take a bit.
Okay, it's like full K-drama. Little trip turns into like everything goes up in the air, or not up in the air, but
like scatters around, like
hair blowing in the breeze. Oh dear, who's gonna catch me? Sort of thing. Is anybody gonna run to catch her before she falls in the dirt?
Now, question: are you dramatically, slowly tripping over yourself, and is there anyone in particular you're leaning towards, or are you just letting it be a free for all?
The hunky Mr. Brown, of course.
Okay, let's see.
I gotta have my K-drama moment.
I need you to roll me a quick performance. Are you getting help with this from anyone in particular, or this is just you solo?
Leah, I think she's gonna try and not necessarily sneak away, but she's gonna once we make the plan to put in motion, she's gonna gun ahead, so that she's not immediately there, so that she can pull Kaylin away and sneak off a little bit.
Y'all.
All right, so just straight roll.
That's a 1 + 2 for performance.
Oh no!
Oh god!
Oh no!
Here's what I'm picturing: she goes to play it up, but then she's actually falling, and then it's just chaotic. Not pretty.
I can imagine you want to make it as ladylike and as dainty as possible, but your leg hits a rock or a branch or something, and you unintentionally start actually cursing.
She actually falls. It's turned into a real, oh no, I actually.
Okay, I need you to roll me a d4 because this will determine if you're able to. Well, for one, the way you're going to fall, and then a dex save to see if you're able to save anything of your very pristine self as you're going to hit the ground, rather.
Oh
D4.
No.
That's a 1.
So you're falling face first.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
dear.
Into the dirt.
Oh, did I bruise my poor face?
If not, I think the ego
so
will be bruised anyway.
You rolled. You roll the d4 on the deck save?
A d4 and a dex save?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't do the dex save. Oh, for any quick time. Dex save? Oh my gosh. 2 + 2. 4.
Okay, so you're going face first, and you are not catching yourself at all. You're just face planting. You are trying your best to aim for Mr. Brown, and he did, in fact, try and catch you. And I rolled him his with advantage because of how bad that acting was, and he rolled a 2 and a 3.
Oh man.
Oh man.
So
The dice are funny tonight.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the dice are the ribbonous of it a bit tonight.
Oh yeah.
So here's how this unfortunately happens. Branch you did not see causes an unexpected twist, as I assume you were trying to do like the backwards fall. Hopefully someone catches you. Didn't work because of the way it twisted your ankle, almost like a lock. Did in fact force your knee to buckle, and you are forced to half turn before full. Then realizing you didn't brace your hands or anything at all as you're midway into that fall, and you do see in the corner of your eye Mr. Brown was in fact trying to jump in and try his best to catch you.
At least
And
he
it was
tried.
too late. He did. He tried.
He
And
tried.
he unfortunately fell.
He fell on me? Or fell
Yeah, he
what?
fell on top of you, full on, like he was trying to catch. He was trying to do like the baseball-like slide to try and catch you, essentially cushioning your fall because he didn't think he'd get there in time to hold you up. Miscalculations. Too far away, not fast enough.
Falls straight on my stomach, knocks the wind out of me.
A little bit, yeah.
Is there a way
He's
to
a large
save this? Is there
person.
a way to save this and make it distractingly
This is distracting.
like sexy?
Oh no!
beyond this.
Is there a way to salvage
Okay,
this?
this is distracting as good as you're likely to get if you wanted a good distraction. How you choose to roll with this will be up to you and the dice for him.
I mean, yes, you are, bitch.
Yeah. As this is going on,
A quick recap. Ming trying so desperately to give a distraction to a friend to give her a little mission, rolled terribly, and in her dramatic fall to try and get the attention of one Mr. Brown to aid with the distraction and possibly a bit of her own workings, twists her ankle a bit, falls face first, no landing whatsoever, and despite not being so tall, you did just go in a straight arc down
Oh dear.
into the hard dirt floor. And Mr. Brown, poor, not as ready for this as he was hoping to be, chap as he was, tried to throw himself onto the ground to keep you from too hard of a fall, and ended up falling on top of you, full weight, full force. He is a large and heavily armored man.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's right. He's in armor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Once again, you guys
you
can
know
just
what?
keep up and ask Caitlin to talk.
This could be the start of something beautiful, though. I
I mean-
believe.
It
I'm
could
not
be,
immediate, but
but I will need you to take 4 damage.
Oh gosh.
as this is all happening, Leah is like, kind of like, power walking forward, and like, she's gonna try and subtly grab Kaylin's arm and just kind of like start like walking. It's like, I have a question for you that I think I'd like to get out over here. Let's check in with that.
All right. Are you trying to do this stealthily or?
stealth. I guess yes, stealthily, because she's trying to use the distraction. Like, hopefully, Mr. Red is like, just like mouth agape, like looking at that. Maybe not mouth agape, but like he's just like staring at the chaos and like doesn't notice me pulling Kaylin away for the moment.
Go ahead and roll it.
Stealth check. You said?
If you'd like, yeah. If you want to do the stealthy, if not, you can just say, "Hey, let me tell people."
She is saying that as well, so hopefully that'll. If I fail, then that gives me some cover. Well, that was a natural one. Plus that, I'm showing 8.
Cool. So, hey, as you're doing this, like not from the side or like to the edge, like right in front of how this is happening, you just come in, like no one can see you, and say, "Come on, let me talk to you," or something real quick, and just drag her not to the side or behind them, just backwards, almost coming into frame with what's happening to me and Mr. Brown on the side. You believe yourself. You're ready to ask that question.
You know, I'd like to, for more of a personal question, like to discuss this just over there, just quick, real quick.
I think Caitlin feels a little bit of pity and will follow.
Follow.
We'll follow Yulia.
Yeah. This could honestly look like she might have, seen what happened or knew what was happening, just came to grab help from someone she thought could help, which apparently is you.
Yeah.
Mr. Green is on the ground laughing.
That's fair.
Yeah. Mr. Blue is dragging him by the tail, going over, just trying to get a situation on over with Ming, ignoring you guys for a bit.
All the chaos, all the stuff.
That was a hefty oof, and you could see Mr. Brown does in fact realize how badly this went for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I do also like that this is just like basically ended up resulting in like the result of this is basically Leah just asking.
You could have yakety sax in the background and it'd fit perfectly.
Oh, I'm picturing the Benny Hill theme.
Oh god.
Yep.
Essentially, yeah.
And all this is, I'm not even sure how much useful information we should get from this.
You're asking Kaylin, good luck.
I think that one was called for.
Comment there, like you're asking someone who seems to be herself learning much of what our people do, or like the more detailed stuff.
That's fair. Leah will kind of ask out. Does Kaylin like say it's like okay? Is this like tips about the hair? Or
No, she'll just kind of say okay and look between you and Ming, confused.
Well,
I think there's a part of her
back on the road.
That as you like are pulling her away. I think there's a part of her that was like, oh, she was so desperate to get here, she probably knocked over Min, and that's what happened to cause this. So whatever this is must be urgent.
Of most importance.
Yeah. So now she's looking like straight face serious, like, yeah, what?
I mean that is fairly accurate though. Leah is just gonna kind of ask, I'm sorry to pull you away like this. I know you're from the island. I don't know your history or what your specialties are. I'm just wanting to check in. I know you had asked Mr. Red several questions about what we're doing on this mission, but I wanted to know what context you have about this curse that we're breaking. You seemed hesitant. I wanted to know a bit of why.
Oh, well, the curse is new. That's not something you often see. just the sight?
Like they may have been twisted to be used for a different reason, perhaps? Mr. Red he is most certainly keeping things from us. I wanted to check in before we got there so that we could be on the same page regarding what we do if we find out that what we're here to do is not to the benefit of this land. I'm not entirely certain. It maybe the way he spun it could very well be that this is going to protect so many people, but he may be lying. And I just wanted to know what your inclination.
The people more, then I wouldn't do it.
Leah kind of sullenly nods. If that comes, we may need to make a split-second decision on what we do. And situations may very well change between now and then, but would you run or would you fight?
I would need to defend this land and its people. I can't run from that.
Leah kind of pauses and gives another nod. All right then. I will follow your lead then on what you think may be the best situation. On whether this is ultimately going to result in causing more harm or less. But we just need to stay on edge, keep our eyes up, and not take him at face value, I don't think.
Okay, I'll let you know if I feel anything off.
Leah will not. I think we're done with that then. I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope we can just take him at his word, but glad that we can check it. We had the opportunity to check in on this. Glad the opportunity presented itself to us.
Yeah, it was. Next time you could just ask for me. I don't think that was very nice for Min.
What? She was helping create a little bit of distraction. It's all. She's doing a really good job, actually. She was being really convincing.
Authentic pain noises.
Yeah, no, that at first, like roughly at the beginning of the conversation, there was very much that like loud, after like a loud impact or fall or something like that slow groan.
Leah will head over, and if she's still like on the ground, or if she's still like picking stuff up, Leah will offer to help and help pick her up.
If you guys are done, I could like go back to the beginning of that and just jump in with them. How long are they going to do this?
Yeah, that's fair. They like try to pick themselves up, and then they trip and fall over again.
Mr. Brown is definitely going to try his best to get himself off this very, in his mind, delicate and fragile woman. And you can hear him audibly now that he's picking himself off of the ground. The clings and clangs of the armor that has been very well concealed under his overcoat.
and just dazed, she will
It is.
she will offer any help, like a limp rag with doll.
Yeah, no, he does in fact help, and so does Mr. Green, and does heal you up to those points. And just to clarify, when he fell, he covered you completely. Just to emphasize, he is large.
Ooh, so he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Nice.
Yeah, no, you were never not looking up at him.
Oh boy.
You're also like, are you 5 foot? Or are you less than that? I forget exactly where you set your height.
I honestly can't remember what I set her height at. She's petite. We'll just say that.
That's
so. 5 foot something.
I think I vaguely remember.
And he tries. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think I vaguely remember we had discussed it in a previous session. I think it was you were 5 foot, Kaylin was 5'6", and then Leah was 6 foot. So it's literally just 6-inch increments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but yeah, no, he does, and he looks almost as he's picking you back up, and as Mr. Green is also helping you. He's doing his best to see that you're okay, but also not trying to make it worse by checking you out too hard. And he's trying to if you could imagine, he's trying to pick up a delicate looking pinata that looks like it's already falling apart.
Yeah, that's pretty much how she feels. But she's going to allow this guy, she's going to allow him to help her up. Maybe even carry her. I don't know.
He is, in fact, going to do that, as Mr. Green just says he can offer a bit of healing. Although, for the most part, he's just taking you over to Mr. Brown to ask really quickly for a checkup.
Mm-hmm.
And you do see Mr. Black giving you the side look. And just, he keeps giving Mr. Brown a side eye. Of just you can almost look it in his eyes, just asking, what the hell happened?
Well, I must say the fall of the lady in the play that I was practicing for was much more graceful when I saw it.
And you can see he's desperately trying to find something to say, but he seems lost for word, while Mr. Black, however, seems to have just finished a bit of a odd spell, and you are feeling a lot better.
Good. I'm still gonna just stay in misery. It's a bruised ego as much as anything.
He does actually note if you could take her to Mr. Red, I think she could help. And he, not to specifically point it out, but just gestures to all of her disheveledness and says he can usually fix it.
Oh, thank you.
And he will take you over there, and that's when you notice your friends seem to be finishing up their conversation. And just as you see where Mr. Red, as he's not moved from where he was going, as he does seem to be giving the face a look around and made a few odd hand gestures to someone in the back. And you will be the first to see this, as he does in fact help you with a bit of tail flick and a bit of prestidigitation of his own, and you're physically back to pristine condition. Anything else, though, is likely not to be healed so easily. But as you are turned around, you can see that you're just over. If you're standing over where Mr. Red was, you're just looking over a plateau, and you can see where your destination is. And it should be in maps.
Ooh.
Ooh, how neat.
Okay.
swampy.
Indeed, and it is a large bit of a opening. It is because it is surrounded by the other forest, but then itself seems to go down and a bit odd. And at this point, some of you can in fact also see a few odd glowing wisps, fires with no sources, and a bit of odd fog that seems to linger around for no real reason.
Interesting. Do we like feel anything as we're kind of like walking into this area?
Nothing so far, but you all do notice the large tree, the chains, and the stones surrounding it.
Huh?
And as you approach, you do see that Mr. Red has taken himself a perch up top the cliff, roughly where you all saw it, and he's asked you each to take your positions whenever you're ready to begin. And as you do look around, Mr. Purple has currently nowhere to be seen.
He's disappeared.
Okay.
I mean, can I roll perception or?
You can certainly try, sure.
Yeah, I'll roll perception. $27.
Alright, you look around, do everything, and he's gone.
He's gone. Probably.
That
Maybe
or
teleported
just,
it? I don't know.
I don't know, teleported, invisible.
Maybe he's just
Something.
that stealthy.
That's
just
stealthy, which is either very worrying, or he just left somewhere else, which is what you're hoping for. Because if he's that stealthy, you know people like that tend to be.
Yeah, they can be some bad news. Do I like see any like his footprints, or did those just like disappear?
Well, he's always been behind us, right?
Actually, no, that's a good point. He's been behind us, so who knows when he disappeared.
You know, he's always been behind you at least 30 feet, so no real trail to go up against. But you did notice, too, the other you, when Ming was being brought to him, that he did seem to signal somebody at the back, right around the time when he was also helping Ming.
Signal somebody else in our party, or like he signaled to somebody else on the road?
Well, there was a few extra hand gestures and such in that little prestidigitation and him queening Ming that seemed to be necessary. But he was, in fact, aimed towards the back. But so far, seems to.
Very interesting. Well, do we want to pick up with killing this tree? No, we're not killing the tree. Keep the tree alive.
I really, really hope nobody. I gave specific instructions, in and out of character, in and out of game for that.
Yes.
Oh god. Things will happen if you hurt the tree.
What if I just like poke it? Leo
Alright,
would
fireball
not
the
poke
tree.
it, but if I was
Something
playing
might
Gideon,
poke you back. And here's the thing: I'll let this one roll. I'm trying to think, because you guys are at this point. You guys have all gathered round, and you're each at your stones with whatever weaponry or whatever you need to do this. Everybody, give me a nature check at disadvantage, except for you.
who is you?
Is it me?
It is, and I hate that I keep forgetting your name because I want to call you Roya and your notes.
Not Roya. You could call me
Yeah.
not Roya.
Yeah, but not Roy.
I'm going to call you not Roya from now on
Perfect.
until I can properly remember your name, which, come on, I use it at least once a week.
I got a 17 total on that nature check, which is nice because I only have a +1.
Nice with disadvantage. Not bad.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was that a disadvantage?
Yeah, everybody at disadvantage
Oh.
except not Roya.
Then I need to roll again. Actually, no, that I do have a 17 total because I rolled a 16 the first time and then I rolled a 17 this time. So with a +1, that is a 17 total.
Nice, nice.
The dice are temperamental today.
They can be. They certainly can be. You notice this first at the base of this tree, which you thought was just a mass of something that you can feel. And actually, Ming, what was yours? I didn't hear. I don't.
14.
Oh. Oh shit! Hey, look at that, Mr. Green, Mr. Green, Mr. Blue, Mr. Red actually missed this. Surprisingly, he also rolled dog shit, so he missed this. Only, yeah, it looks like only 3 individuals here caught this. This little formation in front of the stone that is in front of the tree that seems to be slowly pulsing out, and you can see the odd little brambles and things are in fact etched upon the wood and the stone that seem to make it up, and only you, after noticing them, can slowly see the almost illusion around it begin to fade. And that's when you also notice that Mr. Green is currently pointing this out to Mr. Blue as he's telling him something in his ear, but he was kind of on the opposite side of the circle, so he can't really hear what they're saying.
Okay, so I see an illusion kind of dispersing around the stone?
No, only not Roya can see this, and only
okay.
Mr. Green and Mr. Blue. Everyone else just sees another bit of essentially tree and stone root mixed together at the base of it, the large tree with the chains around it. And you're the one beginning to notice exactly what this actually is. This is a guardian.
Oh.
And it's currently kneeling in front of the tree. Like almost just stationary. And the one thing you do know without really needing to check, as you've been told, they should never be this still. They're almost always active, they don't need sleep, they don't need food, they don't need anything but to do their job. And the fact that he's like this means something is very, very wrong.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
You notice that he himself is kneeling, like almost prostrated in front of this tree that's chained. And as soon as you notice that, that's when you can hear, with a very loud and thunderous voice, courtesy of a thaumaturgy, Mr. Red announcing, "Let's do this. Everyone, sever the chain and then pick the order. Scatter the stones." And that is where we will pick up for next week.
Alright.
Ooh.
Alright.
Well, this will be interesting.
We'll see how this goes. We'll have this first combat with these characters.
Potentially. We don't know it's combat.
Potentially, we don't.
Probably combat. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe everything goes perfect.
If things go perfectly and all of you guys get info and treasure or items or something, that's the best case scenario for you. Maybe not for Mr. Red. But if things don't, that's like a positive, hey, maybe this is a little bad luck I can need to balance it.
We'll see how it goes.
We will indeed.
Mr. Red, like if this job just goes perfectly, he's like gonna be scared for his life. It's like, oh yeah, no, next time things fuck up, they're gonna fuck up big.
Like, it can only get worse. Oh well. You also notice he did not step foot in the clearing that you guys were sent to. Like he's been on the top of the cliff ridge, just overseeing.
Okay, so he's observing, and then Mr. Purple is nowhere to be seen, right?
Mr. Purple is nowhere to be seen, but all of you guys are given the very clear and simple instructions and tools to, quote-unquote, break the second curse.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Ugh. Okay.
Next time.
Yeah, next time.
On
Oh,
Dragon
next
Ball
time.
Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
I
I've not
wish
watched an episode of Dragon Ball Z, but y'all see.